I have over 100 hours in Battlefield 6 at this point, over 5,000 kills, and I'm going to tell you 20 hidden mechanics that you need to be utilizing to make the most out of your Battlefield 6 gameplay. These are little tips and tricks that might clear up some confusion, also some things that will help elevate your gameplay, and this is another episode of the Battlefield Academy, where I'm going to be giving you the best tips and tricks from someone who is a very competitive, but, analytical player who's going to help you understand Battlefield better, not only in the beta, but in launch. So make sure to subscribe more to not miss out. But let's get into hidden mechanic number 1. So hidden mechanic number 1, we're actually going to start out here inside of the firing range. If you didn't know, inside of this game, you shoot not from your eyes like you typically would in a Call of Duty, you shoot from your barrel. So if you notice, I can see this target right here. And if I shoot, I'll get my headshot. Here, my red dot can see this target, but if I shoot, it'll start hitting the target in front of me. And I have to keep backing up until eventually my barrel stops dropping all of my shots into the wall in front of me. So you may have noticed this if you're trying to head glitch something with a sniper from a long way away and it starts chunking something in front of you. It's because even more so, instead of a low profile red dot, having a big optic on top will cause your bullets to hit the terrain in front of you instead of the target you're trying to hit. Moving on to hidden mechanic number 2, we have the squad management system. And this one actually saves so much heartache, especially when the game bugs out. So what you can do is you can go into the squad management system, and let's say I wanted to queue up with Charles and MK, but I have no idea who this biomech guy is. And we have a 4th that's supposed to be in our squad. Well, rather than all of us backing out of the game, what we can do is I can create a new squad. Now I've created the Stinger squad. I can have my 2 teammates who are already in game join my squad, and then our 4th can join the lobby and then manually join Stinger squad, and then I can lock it. Or let's say you get into a helicopter and you don't want a random to come steal your gunner seat or a tank to come steal your gunner seat. You can lock the squad, which prevents people from being able to spawn on you via the map system, because people can click on green vehicles and spawn in them. Well, if you lock your own squad off, then they can't steal it. So it's just a nice way to regroup your teammates if you guys do somehow get disconnected, and then also a way to keep people from spawning into vehicles if you're trying to roll solo. But hey, PTFO, that might make some Battlefield people mad, but it is a great hidden mechanic to know about. Hidden mechanic number 3 is an absolute game changer for controller players. Okay, Battlefield supports simultaneous inputs. What does that mean? It means it supports both controller and keyboard and mouse inputs at the same time. So rather than having to press circle to crouch and then hold it to prone, I can have a paddle on the back of my controller bound to slide, a paddle on the back of my controller bound to prone, so I instant prone, a paddle on the back of my controller bound to 180-degree flicks, so I can constantly flick as fast as I need to get around corners. Now, this is something that's inside of the game. It's just a simple keybind inside of your keyboard and mouse controls, but all of these infantry controls can now be bound directly to your controller, specifically, most effectively, with the sponsor of today's video, Scuff. You guys know I use the Scuff Envision. It's a controller I've been using for the last few years. It runs like a tank. I've been using this last controller, like this exact one, for like 2.5 years, and it's the best end controller I've ever used. So it's got paddles on the back that you know to expect. It's got the digital triggers for the rapid fire. It's got side buttons, as well as a whole row of G keys. On top of now, they have Hall effect sticks, so you never have to worry about stick drift. And most importantly, in my opinion, it comes with the IQ software. I can go in here, and then I can go in and I can change the mappings for my controller to do anything from setting up a knife keybind, to setting up an instant pro keybind, to setting up an instant slide, a prone, a jump, a dive, a mantle. I also have keybinds set up. One of them is for jumping with my A key, and another one is set up for mantling, so I never auto mantle when I want to. If I just want to jump shot and not accidentally grab onto that ledge, I can use the Envision to do this. Now, obviously, they also have the badass controllers over on the Xbox and the PlayStation side. If you guys are interested in checking out a Scuff, you want those fast digital triggers so you can fire the pistol, the single shot, and you guys know in Battlefield we have to burst fire guns. You can check out Scuff via the link in the pinned comment and the description. They are the sponsor of today's video. Huge shout out to them. You can use code Isaac, ISAAC, for a discount. I use the Scuff Envision on PC, the Reflex on PS5, in the Instinct on Xbox, but they also have some new controllers lined up over there as well if you want to check those out. Huge shout out to them for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so these next few are actually going to have to deal with healing, bleeding out, and playing as a medic. So if you want to protect your KD, stop bleeding out. You do not count as a full death until you fully bleed out. So if your teammate comes and reses you, it does not affect your KD. More importantly, it doesn't affect the team's ticket count. As your team's tickets are ticking down, those tickets only disappear when you bleed out. This is especially important if it's like a low, 10 ticket to 10 ticket game. Sometimes, even though you're out of the fight, just don't bleed out because that will cause your team's tickets to bleed out. It's only when you bleed out that the ticket disappears. Moving forward from there, it puts you in a timer for respawn. So rather than instantly bleeding out, when you enter that down state, that's when your respawn timer starts. So if you wait there for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then you say, screw it, and then you bleed out, you'll be able to instant requeue. Whereas if you instantly die, instantly go down, instantly try to requeue, you'll be stuck on a timer spamming a respawn button. So you might as well sit there for a couple seconds and wait and see if someone can come in and res you. Obviously, not every time are you going to get that res, but those are just 3 good reasons. Saves your KD, saves the team's tickets, and you're going to have to wait for a respawn anyways, so you might as well wait a second and see if a medic can come clutch up. Now, if you are a medic and you want someone to stop bleeding out in front of you, ping them. That is hidden mechanic number 7. If you ping someone as a medic, it will let them know on the bottom of the screen that you are incoming, which would be a great little visual cue to kind of give them the ease of mind of like, hey bro, I'm working it. Maybe I got to wait for my health to regen. Maybe I got to reload a weapon, throw a smoke, but I'm coming for you, bro. That's a great way for medics to let people know that you are on the way for the revive. Ping your teammate that's on the ground to let them know that you are on the way for the res, which brings us to number 8. If you do see that someone's on the way for a res and you need to buy yourself time, slow down your bleed out by holding request. If you hold request for a bleed out, your timer will actually tick down much slower, as opposed to if you just let it, your timer will evaporate much faster. So if you hold that you're requesting a revive, it will happen a lot slower, which will give your medics more time to get to you. You can even go in your settings. For me, I just went into accessibility. I scrolled down to controls for hold versus toggle, go to modify, and then you can scroll down to request revive and change that to toggle. That way you don't have to hold it the entire time waiting for someone to come res you. You can press it one time and that will cause your revive timer to slowly tick down the entire time. Now for number 9, if you do start that res on someone and you start to revive them and you notice you're in danger, someone's swinging a corner and you have to take them out, you're not out of luck. People think you're stuck inside the res animation. You're not. Simply press the same button that you use to enter the res animation, whether it's square or whether it's E, whatever it is, whatever your keybind is, press it again. That will allow you to drop the revive, finish the fight, and then you can start reviving all over again. Moving on to number 10. Let's say you're a medic and you're using your defibs. Make sure you charge your defibs if you have time. If you're rounding a corner, you know you're going for a series of reses, charge your defibs, because not only will a full charge defib fully revive your teammate, as opposed to a quick charge defib only filling them with half health. Because keep in mind, when someone is revived, if you only revive them with half health and they instantly die, you will not be able to revive them again. If someone dies within quick succession of getting revived, they are full dead and they have to respawn. But if you full charge and you give them full health upon standing back up, that could help them survive in a gunfight they may not have otherwise. On top of that, a full charge defib will allow you to full heal 3 people. So you can full charge, bang, bang, bang. All 3 of those people come back with full health. Now, moving on to number 11, let's say your medic's not doing his job, or he's a little bit busy, maybe he's on cooldown, and you need him to throw down a health pack. You're getting suppressed, your health isn't coming back, we'll talk about that later, and you need heals. Simply walk up to him, press square, press interact, and it'll say press E to heal, and that will allow you to basically pull the heals off of their backpack and start your health regeneration immediately. Now, let's get on to some hidden mechanics for vehicles. Number 12, there is a last chance repair mechanic on vehicles. It is not a repair mechanic you can use anytime. A lot of people think that that repair option on vehicles can be used at any time, and they're like, why isn't it working? It's only when your vehicle goes down to like 10% health and the health bar starts flashing red. That's like a last second heal. From there, you then have to go to a vehicle repair station. If you're in air vehicles, you have to stop the vehicle. If you're in a land vehicle and get a repair torch out on it, you cannot use that repair tool to passively bring yourself all the way back up to your full health. You have to get with an engineer or some sort of repair station. Now, what's really helpful is you're obviously putting yourself in danger if you're exiting your armor. So tip number 13 is to use the smokes inside of your vehicle, but for more than one reason. Obviously, it makes sense. If I'm going to pop smokes, it's going to protect myself or protect the engineers that are repairing me. Okay, maybe it's also going to make it a little bit more difficult for enemy RPGs to hit me, but it also acts as flares. If a helicopter or a jet are shooting air-to-ground missiles at you and they're locking onto you, you can pop those smokes and they will act as flares, diverting those air-to-ground missiles for one time. So it's a nice little mechanic for you to be aware of. If you hear, again, you're not going to have that warning on your screen like we mentioned with tip number, I think it was tip number 2 or tip number 3 or 4. It was one of them. You're not going to have that. But if you start hearing beep, 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 pop that smoke and that will cause that missile to divert off of you. Moving on to tip number 14. Also having to do with vehicles, if you're in a tank or an IFV specifically, and you're loading up your main shells, or in the IFV, your secondary rockets, those are what allow you to win armor-to-armor fights. If you start running low on those, you have to go to a refill station or repair station, and you stand by those, and you'll see the little timer ticking up. And each time that ticks up, that's going to be loading in ammunition into your heavy armor. So whether you're on a tear and you're dominating the lobby and you ran out, or you're tail tucked trying to regain to try to take that fight again, that is how you're going to get yourself more ammunition, is going to one of those refill stations. Moving on to number 15. This has to do a little bit more with infantry. Weapon weight determines your sprint speed. So whether you're running with an LMG, an AR, a sniper, whatever it may be, you're going to run faster with a lighter weight weapon in your hand. Unless you are rocking the support class, they do have a special perk that allows them to run full speed with the LMGs. But most importantly, the fastest way you can move is pull out your knife. I don't see enough people doing it. They're trying to make a really risky cross, and they're doing it with an LMG or a rifle in their hands. Pull out that knife. I promise you, you just click and hold your melee button, and you fly so fast in this game. If you're trying to get yourself to a vehicle before someone else gets to it, pull out your knife, full sprint. The movement speed is just drastically different whenever you're using melee weapons for movement speed inside of this game. Hidden mechanic number 16, you have a hidden sweet spot mechanic for snipers that allows you to get a one-shot chest shot kill inside of Battlefield. You may have seen this before when someone's aiming down sight at you. They have a big, white glint. But there are sometimes where it's like a rainbow glint. That rainbow glint, if you see it, start getting evasive, start running, because that means they can one-shot hit you to the chest. For example, right here, you'll see this target. I shoot him in the chest. It only does 80 damage. It does not kill him. But around the 75 to 90 meter, 75 to 100 meter, which you'll see when I back up here, even just that little bit, it does to a chest shot. You can see I'm doing an upper chest shot right here. It's only doing 80 damage. It's only doing 78 damage. Only doing 78 damage. It'll do 100 damage to the long range target. And again, it's going to vary based on how you have it built out, how you have the ammo types built out, the range built out. It all will affect, and different snipers will have different one-shot ranges. But with this sniper in particular that we have in the beta, it's around the 75 to 100 meter range, and that's where you can see one-shot chest shot potentials. And if you see that rainbow glint, run. For hidden mechanic number 17, this one is criminal. That's not enabled by default. Look at the top of my screen. I have a compass rose at the top. I don't know why this isn't default, but all you need to do is go into your settings, go into your graphics, scroll down to advanced HUD settings, keep scrolling down until you see show compass and multiplayer. Turn that on, and that way you can make call outs to your teammates. Hey, we've got people off to the north. We've got a jet flying off to the west. It's going to help out your call outs in your game so much. Moving on to number 18, suppression in this game prevents health regeneration. So let's say there's someone behind this column and I've hit them down to 5 HP, and I know they're super weak. If I just keep shooting by their shoulder, it prevents them from getting health regen. Suppression in this game, as far as I'm aware, unlike in other battlefields where it would kind of affect your accuracy if someone's shooting by you, it would kind of suppress you and cause you to kind of flinch and lose accuracy. In this game, it causes you to lose health regeneration. So keep that in mind. If you need to heal in a situation like that, you have to either press E to heal off a medic that's nearby, or touch one of their supply bags that will start that heal regeneration process. But you cannot passively heal unless you have, if you're currently being suppressed. Moving on to number 19, that also deals with a common misconception, which is the assault's special ability. You might think, Isaac, if you're weak, I can simply press this and it will heal me. It cannot. The assault special ability, which I just popped, as you can see, does not instantly heal me. The assault special ability gives me a sprint buff, so I can sprint faster. It allows me to withstand more explosive damage. It allows me to clear any debuffs. It gets rid of like that stun from a thermobaric or like a stun from a flash grenade. That's what the assault is used for. Faster sprint speed. It clears all debuffs, allows you to withstand more explosive damage, but it does not allow you to heal faster. Now, when I do hit level 2 as a assault character, it will increase my health regeneration by 50%, but that has nothing to do with me actually popping my special ability of the adrenaline syringe. That has nothing to do with health regeneration. A common misconception, it does not help with health regeneration. The special one does not. And moving into the final two, we have hidden mechanic number 20. A lot of you guys don't realize whenever you're behind cover that your game is automatically moving for you. And what you need to look for is that little mechanic right there. Look for that little triangle, that little diamond that's letting you know, hey, when you press L2, you are going to strafe out from cover. And that's how you know when the game is going to make a movement for you. If you look at something and it brings up that little icon, that's how you know the game is going to be making that movement for you. Keep an eye out for that little indicator, and that's how you know that you'll either strafe out of cover, shoulder out of cover, crouch out of cover. Nice little mechanic to know. And then finally, probably the most important one, it's not really super hidden mechanic, but it needs to be known. The game has bloom and spread, whichever one you want to call it. The longer you shoot, even though your red dot isn't moving, bullets will start to spray off in different directions. So what do you need to do? One of two options. Either burst fire or tap fire, which allows you just tapping that little bullet. I'm going to play some clips in the background, allow you to lace some people from long ranges. Or with certain guns, switch to single fire. And over on my third channel, I'm gonna have it linked at the end of today's video. I have the most god tier, insane long range gun in the game. I swear it is the best gun in the game. I've dropped over 100 kills with it. I'm gonna save it over for my third channel. You gotta go over there to go see it. But also, when you're on the way over there, make sure you check out the sponsor of today's video, Scuff. Use code Isaac for a discount. The Envision is a game changer on PC. It allows you to move and shoot in ways you cannot in any other game. Like, both on Battlefield and COD, I get the most out of the movement engine for the game that I'm playing with the Envision in my hand. Use code Isaac. They're the sponsor of today's video. Link down in the pinned comment and the description. Make sure to like if you learned something new. There was so much new value inside of this video. I guarantee you there's some hidden mechanics you didn't know about. If you learned something new, make sure to subscribe, notifications on. Check out Scuff. Check out the third channel gameplay with a god tier loadout. And I will see you tomorrow for another Battlefield Academy video. Peace.